The bar was alive with noise. The jukebox hummed, glasses clinked, and the low rumble of motorcycles outside echoed through the walls. But then, the door creaked open. And in walked someone no one expected. A little girl. No more than 8 years old. Tears streaming down her face. The room fell silent. This wasn't the kind of place where children wandered in. The men in leather jackets, covered in tattoos, looked at each other in confusion. The leader of the biker gang, a tall man with a scar across his cheek, stood up. He knelt down to her level and asked gently. "What's wrong, sweetheart?" The girl clutched a small backpack to her chest. Her voice shook as she whispered. "My mommy's hurt, and I don't know what to do." The bikers exchanged glances. These were men feared by many in town. But in that moment, every tough exterior melted. The leader placed a hand on her shoulder. "Show us," he said. The girl opened her backpack. Inside were a few crumpled bills, a half-empty bottle of water, and a note. The note read, "If anything happens to me, please take care of my daughter. Mom." The room went still. The bikers realized this wasn't just a child in trouble. This was a cry for help. Without hesitation, the leader barked an order. "Mount up." Within minutes, the roar of engines filled the street. The little girl sat safely in the sidecar of one bike, clutching her backpack. They followed her directions to a small, run-down apartment on the edge of town. Inside, they found her mother, collapsed on the floor, weak and pale. She had been working 2 jobs, barely eating, trying to provide for her daughter. That night, exhaustion had finally caught up with her. The bikers carried her to the hospital. They paid the bills. They stocked the fridge in her apartment. And they made a promise to the little girl. "You're family now. You'll never be alone again." Word spread quickly. The same men once feared in town were now seen as protectors. Not because of their bikes. Not because of their jackets. But because of their hearts. Over the next weeks, the bikers visited daily. They fixed the broken door on the apartment. They repaired the leaking roof. They even built a small play area for the girl in the courtyard. At school, the girl was no longer teased for being alone. Every morning, she was dropped off by a convoy of motorcycles. Her classmates stared in awe. And she smiled for the first time in months. The mother, recovering slowly, wept when she saw the change. She told the leader. "I don't know how to thank you." He replied. "Don't. Just raise her. That's all the thanks we need." Months later, the bikers organized a fundraiser. They called it Ride for Hope. Hundreds of riders from across the state joined. Together, they raised enough money to cover the mother's medical bills and set up a small savings account for the girl's future. The little girl, once lost and afraid, now had an entire community behind her. And it all started with a backpack, and a note. That little girl walked into a biker bar crying. But what they found in her backpack, a note of desperation, a plea for love, changed everything. It reminded everyone that kindness can come from the most unexpected places. And that sometimes, the toughest people carry the softest hearts. If this story touched you, share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more true stories of kindness and resilience. Because the world needs more reminders that compassion is everywhere.